Listen, this is what Bartimaeus did. Bartimaeus said, I've been sitting here long enough. He couldn't see, but he could still hear. Somebody say amen. He couldn't see, but he could still hear. He was blind, but he could hear. And he says, what's the commotion? He's sitting outside of the gate of the walls of a city called Jericho. He hears him go in, and he says, what's that noise? He said, oh, that's that guy Jesus. You mean the healer? Yeah. And Bartimaeus said, I've heard about him. He just went into the city. And then Jesus is coming out of the gate of the city. And Bartimaeus said, I missed him going in, but I will not miss him coming out. If you missed him from the song service and you're now here, you missed him coming in, but don't you miss him going out. You're not to do like Bartimaeus and start, hey, Jesus, thou son of David, I'm over here. If I'm not mistaken, there is a multitude of human beings. Are you listening to me? There is a multitude of humans thrown in him. How did he hear one single voice? You know what he heard? Desperation. He heard desperation. He didn't hear Jesus. He heard desperation. We got a lot of mothers in here. And if you had your kid in daycare with all the other kids, now dads can't hardly do this, but moms. Frequency. The little baby's way out there in daycare somewhere, and she starts screaming. That mother's ear will go like, that's my kid. And they'll listen to that scream, ain't nothing wrong with her. She hears a different scream. Mom's up already. Where you going? That's my kid. She's all right. No, she's not all right. How does she know? The cry of desperation. If the cry of desperation can get your attention, I feel who am I talking to tonight? If the cry of desperation can get your attention, then the cry, your desperate cry, will get his attention. I don't care if there was 50,000 people in here. If you were desperate enough, God will stop. He'll stop in his tracks. Who is that calling on my name? Who is that yelling? There's a lot of blind men, but only one desperate enough to get God's attention. And the eyes of the Lord are going to and fro, turning point, looking for a desperate cry. Because God's looking for something. And I figured out what he's looking for. I'm looking for one desperate person that realizes that I'm the key that unlocks every door of his life. If you're casual, you'll never get anything from God. But when you become desperate, God's eyes will boom, center in on a desperate soul, center in on a desperate cry, center in on a hunger that says, I got to touch you right now. If I don't touch you, I cannot go home the way I came. I will not go home from this building the way I came in. I'm desperate for you. I wish I had somebody here. Touch me, God, one more time. I don't want to leave it. Somebody needs to get hungry. Somebody needs to get thirsty. Somebody needs to get desperate. Your cry needs to be desperate. Your praise needs to be desperate. Your dance needs to be desperate. Your worship needs to be desperate for one more touch of the Master's hand.